Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Brain Bites. This video is brought to you by your favorite host at Brainstorm Brewery and all of our Patreon donors at patreon.com/brainstormbrewery. If you enjoy this YouTube video, check us out on iTunes, brainstormbrewery.com, or any other various podcast app. We upload a new cast every single Friday, but we're your #1 podcast for how to help make Magic cards make you money or help make the game cheaper to play. So Brain Bites are generally just a shorter segment of the podcast where we talk about one specific timeless little finance bit. We've talked about how to sell your collection before. We've talked about how to make money at Grand Prix. We've talked about Alt Fourth. We've talked about a lot of just more obscure things relating to finance that we can just link you to a video if we ever get questions about podcasts in the future. And today's episode is about a day that will live in infamy for our dear intern here. Say hi to everyone, Andy.
Hello.
So most of you will know our intern, Anderson. He's a local friend of mine. He decided to make a wager with me on January 21st, 2019 at around 9 or 10 in the morning. Those of you who are keeping track or have great memories will remember that was the day that KCI was announced to be removed from Modern, and it was the day when another card was not added back to Modern. I should say added to Modern because it's never actually been legal in Modern for good reason. We had a little bit of a wager about Stoneforge Mystic becoming removed from the ban list.
Stoneforge Mystic would be fine in Modern. Come on, Wizards, where are you?
Well, they are currently running their own data and making decisions that any reasonable person would understand and wager on. And so the result of this wager is that about 10 minutes before the announcement went live, we locked in an agreement that whoever was incorrect, so if Stoneforge Mystic was not unbanned, then Anderson would have to consume one of the red hot spicy chips that all of us in the cast suffered through a few months ago, and the reverse would be true if Stoneforge was made legal. And so here we are.
We made this bet, and then like the next time I checked the Discord, like 10 minutes later, someone was like linked it and it was like, it's not unbanned, and I'm like, oh my god. There was no sweat. It was just like, all right, bet. I have to eat a chip.
Well, there's gonna be some sweat right now. So is that some unwrapping? I hear. Is that some?
I'm just holding it up for the people.
Are you ready for this?
I can't. Yeah, I'm taking off my glasses because there's gonna be tears. All right. I'm unwrapping it.
So the point of this brain bite is twofold. We are going to watch Anderson ugly cry, and we're going to have a brief little conversation about banned cards specifically and how they impact finance. So we're going to talk about when to buy Stoneforge, when not to buy Stoneforge, cards like Bloodbraid Elf, Jace the Mind Sculptor, and an ironic one, I guess, would be Punishing Fire. So
I don't think that card's ever getting unbanned. That card is insane. I've had dreams about playing that in Tron, and like, whew. All right, just for the people, I have a glass of Burn Dairy's mint milk. It's only available this time of year in St. Patrick's Day. It is wonderful, but I'm gonna try not to use it. I'm not Corbin, so. All right, DJ, I'm gonna need you to give me a countdown because I'm scared.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Chip time.
Oh god.
You right there?
Go on.
Alright, so Stoneforge and Bloodbraid Elf are two of the cards that historically have had sort of a roller coaster of a graph. JJ is going to put up on the screen for you a couple graphs right now. Those are the mtgstocks.com graphs for Stoneforge and Bloodbraid. You will notice that they go up, and then they plateau, and then they go down when they are inevitably not unbanned. Bloodbraid Elf obviously had a bit of an exception to that rule because it did get unbanned. But you can generally see that the best time to buy these cards is this,
oh my god.
This, valley in the graph when it doesn't get unbanned, Stoneforge, the hype dies down, and then everybody just sort of forgets about it. Oh, maybe next time, maybe next time. And then several weeks before the ban announcement, we get some rumors. We've always had this weird Magic Online rumor where, oh, this card got leaked and it was unbanned on Magic Online. Everybody buy him now. And that has historically not been a very accurate source to get information from. But you can generally just see that you do not want to be buying Stoneforges the day before they get unbanned, or the day before the announcement where they don't get unbanned, or else you'll have to suffer some punishing fire like Andy here.
God.
You all right?
Is that the only reason you included punishing fire so you can make that pun?
Yeah.
God
It's
damn
banned.
it.
It's topic relevant, man. So,
Fuck, that's
if
hot.
Stoneforge were to ever get unbanned, one of the reasons I made this wager is because I think that the price of Stoneforge would be obviously heavily impacted if it were to get unbanned, and so I think Wizards of the Coast would have to get a little bit creative in how they unbanned the card, similar to how they worked it out with Jace the Mind Sculptor. So Jace was banned in Modern. Wizards knew that if they were to announce a unbanning for Jace, then it would go to $200, $300. People would go crazy. So what they did is they synced it up with a reprint announcement to Masters 25, and so that would sort of temper the price a little bit, and that people knew, even though the card is unbanned, they knew that they would be able to purchase it in a booster pack or in a sealed box of Masters 25 a couple months down the road. So, Andy, do you have any cards that you want to talk about right now? Are you in the mood for a conversation about...
I had to leave for a second to grab paper towel because I think I touched my eye. Oh, God. Stoneforge Mystic is fine for Modern. The rest of the cards are banned for a reason. They should also ban something from Dredge because next to good.
What do you think about Faithless Looting?
Faithless Looting is too good for Modern, I think, but like, I don't know. The card, like, Modern right now is either play Mox Opal, Ancient Stirrings, or Faithless Looting, or like some combination of those three. And if you're not, you're doing something wrong.
I don't... What do you think about Anxious Stirrings being banned?
I mean, personally, as a Tron player, I hope it doesn't.
Well, sure, but...
I don't think so. I think Ancient Stirrings restricts your deck building enough, and like it helps create. Oh fuck, this is hard. Sorry, DJ. Ancient Stirrings promotes deck diversity, while Faithless Looting is just like a generically good card.
All right. Well, I mean, there are examples of banned cards that end up getting very cheap, and I think that those are great cards to invest in. So, like, one example from several years ago was
Boundary.
and sort of make that little peanut butter and jelly combo. And so
that peanut butter and jelly combo just won a Modern Classic in Syracuse at the hands of Dom Harvey.
Really? Somebody played Thopter Sword and actually did well with it?
Yeah, they put it in a War Prison shell.
Ooh, it's my jam.
It was masterful watching him. I was there watching him in the finals against Amulet Titan, and it was masterful. How
Is that
he
to
won.
play Tezzeret?
In the sideboard, yeah.
Ooh, that deck's my jam. So, Thopter
Boundary.
was definitely just sort of like a penny card. It was basically a breaking bulk where you just buy listed it out for 25 cents or so because you'd find it in bulk. It was legal in Modern, but it was only attached to its little comrade there in Sword of the Meek. And so when Sword got unbanned, if you were holding a gigantic pile of Thopter, then you ended up making pretty well for yourself. The card actually went back down, and now it's returned to its very, very cheap.
I'd like to point out that I'm pretty sure the card name is Thopter Foundry.
You're right. I don't know why I put Thopter.
Boundary.
There's too many Thopter cards in Magic. JJ, you're going to have to do some very, very complex AI sort of like deep state deep faking to make sure that I say Thopter Foundry throughout the entire video.
If I have to suffer on camera like this, you can have a mistake of that.
So,
all right. So this is obviously fun to watch me do this. Should we ask them for help on the next bet? I think we should.
Sure. So we have a potential arrangement coming up where Modern Horizons is going to be released and add some new cards to Modern. And we are of the belief that Counterspell may or may not be in the set.
It's not going to be in the set.
I think it will. I think Counterspell is fine for Modern. And so, if you are watching this video before the release of Modern Horizons, check out our Discord server. It is our lowest Patreon perk at $1 per month not $1 per episode.
That turns out to 20 to 25 cents an episode.
20 to 25 cents an episode, that is correct, at patreon.com/Brainstorm Brewery. And if you want to head over to our Discord and submit ideas for this next bet, because we don't want to run the spicy chip into the ground. We don't want to constantly recur it, like punishing fire. So, yeah, just head over to our Discord, head into the podcast feedback channel, and submit some ridiculous wager ideas before it's too late. So Modern Horizons is on the horizon. And, yeah, head over to our Discord server. And just remember to, if you are a Modern player looking to buy banned cards, be sure to check out those price graphs and do it at the bare minimum so that you are having a very low risk factor before getting in. So, like, Splinter Twin's another great example. Splinter Twin's been available for as low as $3 or $4 over the past couple years. I think that's a great buy-in price. I think the unbanning likelihood of that card is very low, but the risk-reward factor is absolutely there. For if you are a Modern player who used to love Splinter Twin, I think $12, $15 is a very, very reasonable just sort of hedge bet where you just put that money in, get your set, and then even if it doesn't do anything, it's not like the card is constantly dropping below that. So it's just a very, very safe bet in terms of just buying a set of Splinter Twins, getting in right now. And I think that you can do that for a lot of other banned cards in Modern, or just any other format in general. Like Mind Twist is another one I really like for Legacy, where I am not a Legacy expert, but I think Mind Twist could potentially be fine. And I would like to own a set of Mind Twists at $2 a piece or something like that, just in case it ends up making me a lot of money down the road for very little investment. Jason's going to have to cut that.
I don't know how expensive it is, but my pick, if we're doing picks for cards we think are safe to unban, Green Sun Zenith. Green creature decks, where are they in Modern? They're not, so I think that'd be a safe unban.
Yeah, and I mean, Green Sun Zenith is, I think, only $5 or $6 right now, so that's another one where the card's price is partially sustainable for EDH. So, I mean, even if you just don't exactly play a lot of Modern, or you just eventually get rid of the card, you can still, there's still a demand for Green Sun Zenith just to EDH or Legacy players. So, yeah, that's our episode of Brain Bites. This one went a little bit long. We normally try to keep these under 10 or 15 minutes or so, but I think this is a lot of good information, and you got to see Anderson suffer for a little bit, and I personally enjoyed that, but, I mean, nobody's ever called me sadistic, so that's not a personality trait that I identify with. I'm not sadistic at all. I definitely didn't feel very confident in then making this bet and then just do a little mental fist pump when I learned that I would be able to listen and then later watch him suffer. So,
I mean, to be fair, he doesn't allow Emily to call him sadistic, so.
And on that note, thanks very much for watching this episode of Brain Bites. Remember to subscribe at patreon.com/Brainstorm Brewery. Hit that.
And if you really like what we do, go to patreon.com/Brainstorm Brewery.
Hit that like, subscribe button, bell icon. What do you do to the bell icon, Anderson?
Finger blasted it.
Yep, that is the terminology that Jason branded our podcast with. So, thanks.
And we wonder why we don't get cards to preview.
Have a good day, everyone.